Part one of today's Local 6 Legal Line will feature the attorneys, or some of the attorneys from the Bryant Law Center. They've got a bunch of them down there, but two of which are Kevin Shannon on my far left, Teris Swanson in the middle. And we're talking summer safety. And folks, we have been along this topic. I think we touched on this last time, some things people should remember specific to the summer months. But let's talk about fireworks, because we had somebody that's already called in, wants to know, if someone is in an accident with fireworks on my property, can I be sued? And certainly there are a lot of moving parts to that. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, you're right, Dave. There are a lot of moving parts, but the short answer to the question is yes. Fireworks are considered an ultra-hazardous activity. You can be sued if somebody is injured. You could be sued if property is damaged. My best advice to people would be to leave fireworks to the professionals. Go to a fireworks display where professionals are putting the show on, and that way you lessen the risk of harm to everybody involved, including yourself, and you're not going to have the possibility of being sued.
Kevin, along those lines, let's expand on this for just a second, and let's say that something does happen. Are these types of things normally covered under insurance from what you've seen?
You know, whether something's covered by homeowners insurance will vary from policy to policy, so it's not possible to say without looking at somebody's policy, and it'll also vary from state to state. And where we sit here in the TV6 viewing area, you know, we've got folks watching in Kentucky and Northwest Tennessee and Missouri and Illinois. So really, when we're talking about fireworks and issues like this, you can't make blanket statements. But if you're going to put on a fireworks display at your home, you probably ought to check with your agent. Just make sure if you're covered, because if you're not, somebody's hurt, you're in trouble.
Got a little over a minute left in our first segment today, and a question from Johnny wants to know, is it okay if I make my own homemade fireworks?
I would say it's a terrible idea from the get-go, unless you're putting Mentos into soda or something like that. It's a terrible idea. Number one, you could injure yourselves or others if you don't know what you're doing. Number two, you can be charged with a state crime or a federal crime for owning, you know, an improvised explosive device that you're not supposed to have. Just bottom line, don't do it. It's too dangerous, and you could be charged with a very serious crime on that.
Got a little bit less than a minute left now, and someone wants to know, is it legal to shoot off fireworks in the city limits of Paducah?
I'll take that. The answer is no. You know, you asked specifically about Paducah. The answer is no, you shouldn't do it. Again, in the city of Paducah, there are several sponsored fireworks displays. I'd use one of those for my entertainment. People that are living in areas other than Paducah, check with your own local city or county government to see whether they would be permitted in your area.
We are talking summer safety. Have a couple of other questions that we'll entertain regarding fireworks specific to that topic, but we'll leave that for part two coming up on the other side of the break with the attorneys from the Bryant Law Center as today's Legal Line continues in just a couple of minutes on Local 6 Midday.